Hello, good morning. Okay, so today I'm really excited about this video. There's someone doing like construction. Anyways, I'm like super excited about this video because I'm gonna be talking about newborn photos. So I'm gonna be talking about how to do newborn photos today. And I know this is something that this year I ended up doing it for my cousin, and I don't know, you know, with COVID and stuff, I just think a lot of moms can do this themselves and save a lot of money. Because I think a lot of people overcharge for this. I was definitely trying to do it as like a side business, and I might continue to do it, but I'm definitely like gonna charge way less than, you know, what other people would, because I think people can, you know, people will try to do newborn photos for like $500, and I just think that's way too much. Like, I just think it's too much. So today I'm going to be sharing my cousins. I did my little newborn cousins photos. You're supposed to do your newborn photos in the first 2 weeks, and I did her photos at 5.5 weeks, which, let me tell ya, it was not easy because her eyes were open the whole time. Usually in all the newborn photos, they're cute and their eyes are closed and all that, and like it was not like that at all. So I'm gonna be looking at my phone at these photos and like referencing the tips that I used, but I'm gonna insert them. I guess I'll scoot over here. I'll insert them right here so you can see all the photos that I'm referring to when I'm talking. And I know it might be hard because you're not actually seeing me take these photos. And I'm also gonna be talking about how I edited the photos, because I don't know if y'all heard of the app Facetune, but this app does wonders. It does wonders. So I'm gonna just insert some of the photos over here that I did for my cousin. We literally just did these on her couch, like like straight up, we just did them on our couch. And I know they could be better, I know they could be worse, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. I really like them, and like if I have my, obviously if I have my own kids, hopefully I have my own kids, but I'm gonna be doing my own kids newborn photos and like doing them however I want. I could do them a different way every single day. She was only sleeping, the newborn that I did, she was only sleeping for 2 of the like different outfits we had. And for one of them, I literally only got 3 photos. And here's those 3 photos. I'll show them. Those are the only 3 photos we got of her in that outfit. And they all turned out good. And it was just those 3 photos. So, I'm also going to show before and after. Here's a before and an after of editing a photo. So, it does wonders. Especially, like I said, the app I use is Facetune. So, I'm going to be showing you the filter that I use to make it look a little bit more airy, light, whatnot. More like a newborn photo. First things first, when I take these photos, I got this set off Amazon, and I'll try to put a screenshot right here, but it's a set that's like a circle, and it has different pillows, and this is perfect for newborns and putting them inside, usually putting it under the blankets that they're in. It just swaddles them a little bit more. I definitely recommend using that. There's a bunch of different newborn sets. There's also the fur that I use in the background of this photo. I use one in purple and one in white. So those are the ones I used, but I'd love to get more colors and stuff. Like I said, if I started doing it for people for way cheaper and helping them save money. It's not like I'm the best, but I can definitely get the job done. And like I said, I think any mom can do this. It's just about having the patience and time. When you take a baby's photo, I will show you a bad photo and a good photo. I mean, they're both good photos, but ideally, you want to be doing a baby straight on like that, per se. Because it's almost like if you take it, if I have the camera, you know, all down here, that's not very flattering. If I have it straight on, it's a little bit more flattering, because it, you know what I mean? Especially like this, you're more likely to see shadows and whatnot. This lighting's good, but in like bad lighting, not good. So I like taking photos straight on, and I did my little sister's photo. She's 6 now, but I did her newborn photos when she was like 2 weeks old. So the photos that I'm using are from her photos I did like when I was like 14. I mean, they all turned out good, but that's definitely a mistake I learned from, and now this time around I was really keeping that in the back of my mind while taking these photos. I think a really good photo for girls is to focus in on the bow, and here's some photos of that. Also, feet photos. You can't go wrong with feet photos or lip photos, because they are just so precious, and you're gonna look back when your kid's 3 and be like, look how tiny her little toes were. So I definitely recommend that. Smiling photos are the cutest, but that's just the luck. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm actually really surprised, because I'll put some photos of her eyes open and they actually turned out good. I know I really wanted to try the froggy pose with her like that, but usually that's something you have to do when they're sleeping. She was obviously barely sleeping, so we didn't do that. Also, you usually want to do that in the first 2 weeks, like I said, but if the umbilical cord is on with like the, whatever, that thing that's on there, when you do the froggy pose, it might tend to like hurt them a little bit with that pose. So usually you want to do it after the umbilical cord's fallen off, but asleep. So like towards the end of the 2 weeks, if it's fallen off, that's like the perfect time to do it. And that's only if they cooperate. So those are the only tips I have when it comes to taking photos, because I don't think it's that hard. The hardest part is getting the baby to cooperate, because they're gonna want to cry, gonna want to move. So it's just being patient. It literally took us probably like 3 hours to take all these photos, because it was just constant, okay, baby needs to go back to the boob, hopefully she'll go to bed, and just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, rocking, all that. So now I'm gonna show you the most important part, which is editing. So I use the app Facetune, if I can find it. I use that Facetune. It's gonna look like that. The one all the way right here. That is Facetune. I'm not sure if it costs money. It might cost money. I bought it when it didn't cost anything, which was like 5 years ago. So I think it might cost $1 or $2 now, but it's just worth it if you're doing these. Yes, I know doing them on Lightroom would be a little bit more profesh, but whatever. We're doing it on a budget. I'm gonna show you how I edit a photo. Let me find an unedited photo really quick. So usually when I do a photo, it's gonna say to use the maximum size or use the recommended size. Use the maximum size if you're going for, you know, high quality. So this is the photo I am choosing. I don't know if you can see it. So first things first, I'm gonna scroll down. I literally only do 2 things. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, sometimes I use smooth, because sometimes baby's got that baby acne, which is perfectly fine and normal. I just smooth it out a little bit. Or sometimes, like in this photo, she specifically has like little head wrinkle because she's like, so sometimes I'll just smooth those out and just make it look very flawless. Then I go to filters. Sometimes also, I do use the defocus one sometimes. There's a defocus and a blur to blur the background. I only use this in certain situations. Let's say I focused in on specifically her feet or whatnot, then I might tend to be more apt to blur out the background or defocus it, because I know blurring is way more intense than defocusing. So it's all about whatever you preference. So when it comes to this, after I click the filters one, I'm going to go to lighting. And I bounce back and forth between, doing lighter and expose. But if I do expose, I definitely tone it down, and that's how you like maneuver the intensity. So usually I put it on like, if it's exposed, like around 20 to 35. So I'm gonna make it that, and it has this little button down here that's like the before and after, so you can see. Yeah, okay. So that's the before. That's the after with lighting. So now I go to paper, which is like filters, and I go to these. I only use 3 of the filters, 3. I use Fawn, Apricot, and Orchid. These are very light, perfect filters for newborn photos. I'm gonna show you what each of them looks like, and it's the same thing. You move your finger with the intensity that you want, and I do the same thing, usually from 20 to 40%, 25 to 35. So like this photo has more of a purple background, obviously. So this is Fawn, this is Apricot, Orchid. Maybe I have that backwards. Yeah, no, I did it right. So for this photo, because it does have the purple pinks, and see this one has more purple pinks, I would click this one and then tone it down to 20 or 30. So this is the before or after. Before, after. And it may look like a lot of differences, but it looks really, this is a very nice, clean photo. So that's usually all I do. And I'll show some more before and afters right over here. Sometimes I don't use that filter. Usually if I wasn't using the Apricot or the one that was more pinkish that I just shown, I usually use Fawn, because it's just gonna be a cream centered color and not color orange purple focus. It's just like a straight up cream, and it lightens and lifts up the photo. Also, always use a baby heater. Baby heaters are essential. You can probably find one on Amazon for like 20 bucks. But if you got a naked baby, then definitely do this. This is key to keeping your baby asleep. As well as another tip I did, I'll show a photo. Baskets are perfect for photos, as well as wraps. I had 3 different wrap colors. They have sets of those on Amazon for around 25 bucks. I just got the pink ones for her that are different shades of pink and purple. And oh, my little sister, when I did her photos, we used our oh my gosh, it was like a giant a buffet. I don't know if that's the name of this piece of furniture, but it was just this long wooden thing, and we used it to act as a floor, and we had a fake trim of baseboard, and also the backdrop clips that you can also find on Amazon for like 10 bucks are perfect. And that's what we did for my little sisters, and it looked really cute because it had like that shiny thing on the floor. But you can also find fake wood floor backgrounds, which I've seen a lot of newborn photo professional people who do it out of their home do. Yeah, those are my tips. Hopefully I get better at doing this kind of thing, but as of now, that's my process. I hope this helped. I honestly, I'm sure you could even do this with your phone camera, especially if you're doing like portrait mode or something. But I use the camera I'm using right here, which is my Canon G7X PowerShot Mark II. I believe that's what it is. But before, when I use my sister's, I use my Nikon D3100. Like I said, I'll learn more things. I'm probably gonna think about more things after I finish this video. For tips wise, if I do, I'll leave it down below in the description. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps some mamas out there, especially with COVID going on, with all the financial stresses, and maybe people not doing newborn photography as much anymore because of COVID. So that is my tips and tricks for mamas who want to do it on their own. Obviously make sure the lighting's great in the room and whatnot. Sorry, I'm like trying to think of some last minute tips. I think that's all I have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps. If anyone does end up doing their own newborn photos, I'd love to know how they turn out. I don't even know if I could see them. But yeah, like I said, I hope this helps someone. Sorry I didn't have actual footage of me taking the photos. I know that would have been helpful, but I was also using my camera to take the photos. So I'm sure you could find, if you need actual visual reference of how to pose and all that, there's other videos on YouTube for that. But this was just my tips and tricks, especially with editing, because I think that is key to a great photo. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and have a great day.